Hi again, everybody. We're back in Charlotte for the second hour of tonight's Snarl Card. I'm Johnny Bianco, along with Wally Cardill and Tex Lynch. And friends, you are definitely going to want to hang out, cause we've got 3 big ladies division matches, including a women's international title match in our main event tonight, along with 2 other men's division matches that are definitely major.
And gang, Jinder Mahal is scheduled to appear again tonight, only this week, in non-title action against Legends double champion Roddy Piper. And we've noted your interest in Jinder Mahal's rise in RWL. We thank you all for your attention. And rest assured, the modern-day Maharaja will be sticking around a good long time.
You got that right, folks. We do it all for you, like they used to say at McDonald's. All right, coming up next, we're opening up the second half. Dakota Kai in her second RWL matchup, going up against Ladies Legends double champion Patty Powers.
American Powers has remained mostly resolutely calm about the loss of the Women's World Tag Titles to the Angels of Anarchy, but it's the loss of that Triple Crown status within the ladies division that's got them keyed up. Seems like Patty signed this non-title match with Dakota Kai, hoping to release a little pent-up hostility she might be quietly harboring.
Welcome back, fans. This next non-title ladies match set for 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Auckland, New Zealand, here's Dakota Kai.
A little footnote here. Dakota's previous match with Jody Vorak saw the $1 Million Man get directly involved in the match, going entirely too far by yanking Dakota Kai literally out of the damn ring. Well, Ted DiBiase got himself banned from ringside tonight in the main event. Oh well. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, they say.
Tex here not only fined DiBiase a nice chunk of pocket change, but he's literally banned from the building tonight. As Buddy Rogers used to say, to a nicer guy, it couldn't happen.
He just went too far, man.
And her opponent from Tampa, Florida, she's NRWL2 champion and the reigning Ladies Legends World Champion, Powerhouse Patty Powers.
Oh, Miss Patty's body language says that she is in a mood this evening. Well, sounding this match with Dakota Kai probably is an exercise in getting out some of those frustrations, like you say, Wally.
Both she and Danielle Heathcote are 100% sure they'll get the women's world tags back on the 26th at the Memorial Day card. But I get the sense that Patty isn't as calm as she would like us all to think. Her body language does say a lot, and she's giving out a fairly angry vibe.
All right, well, Dakota Kai dropped her first match to Jody Vorak last week. Let's see how she does this week against Patty Powers. All right, here we go. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. The ladies come center ring. Patty Powers slams Dakota Kai face first into the canvas, follows it up with a boot to the side of the head, swings and misses with the kick. Dakota Kai goes behind, back suplex. Fairly impressive. Patty counters the kick, turns it into a dragon screw, takes Dakota Kai down to the canvas. Dakota Kai, equally quick with the counter, equally quick with the dragon screw, takes Patty down. Patty grabs the leg on another dragon screw. Looks like we'll be doing this move all night long. Oh, man, here we go again. Dakota Kai matching Patty move for move. Patty, I don't believe, shut up. They're going to do this dragon screw thing for the whole match. Patty Powers finally done dragon screwing around. Drives Dakota Kai's head into the turnbuckle a multitude of times, which will scramble your brain, blur your vision, and completely mess you up. Dakota Kai counters with an enziguri, gets herself up off the mat. Patty Powers rolls out to the floor. Dakota Kai looking like she accomplished something great here. Here's a whip into the far corner for Patty. Powerhouse Patty catches the kick. Counters. Rounds up Dakota Kai, turns her around, Russian leg sweep, down goes Dakota Kai. Powerhouse Patty beating her head against the mat like a drum. Patty Powers countered by Dakota Kai. Dakota counters with a kick to the midsection, rebounds off the ropes. There's that spinning, driving knee into the back, and here's a cover 1, 2. And that's her big move right there, but couldn't keep Patty down. Got that right shoulder up just in time. A near fall. in this first ladies matchup of the second half. Patty Powers, whip to the corner, jumps out of the corner, escapes like the speed of light. Dakota Kai counters another dragon screw. Swing and a miss from Dakota Kai. Patty nails her with a right to the back, rounds her up, whips her towards the corner. Here comes Powerhouse Patty. Dakota Kai lines up the arm. Patty counters with a forearm. Patty whips Dakota Kai right back into the corner, turns her right back around, sets her up on the top turnbuckle. We have seen a few top rope superplexes this evening, and I believe we're about to see another one. Patty Powers with Dakota Kai all the way up and all the way down. Boom, there it is. Top rope superplex right in front of the Spanish announce table. And Dakota Kai definitely feeling the effects of that. An arm drag from Dakota Kai. Patty counters with an elbow to the leg. Dakota Kai counters with a forearm, takes herself back inside the ring. Patty Powers follows her on in. There's an elbow to the face from Patty. Here's a kick to the midsection and a DDT. Takes Dakota Kai down to the canvas. Patty rounds up Dakota. Sets her up, slams her down with one arm. Patty Powers countered by Dakota Kai with an arm drag. Dakota Kai gathers Patty up. Drapes her against the top rope and yanks it. Hangman style. Dakota Kai rounds up Patty again. Sets her up. Awkward little choke slam that didn't turn out quite so well. It countered and it turned it around. 1, 2. Beautiful counter by Patty Powers. It was so pretty I didn't even see it happen. Wow. Kick to the back from Patty. A stomp to the face to Dakota Kai. Patty Powers caught in another dragon screw from Dakota Kai. I guess she's banking on this move winning her this match. We'll see. Well, Dakota Kai rounds up Patty Powers. There's a clothesline. There's a second one. And there's a third one. Patty Powers reeled into the corner here. And Dakota Kai sets it up. Look at this. She's going to take the long way around the horn. And there's the big kick to the face. Down goes Patty Powers into the corner. Patty catching some serious boots to the face from Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai goes for the cover. 1, 2. But no. Nope. Patty Powers says nope, not yet. Swing and a miss from Dakota Kai. Patty countered again, another forearm from Dakota Kai. Here's a kick to the midsection. Here's a rebound off the ropes, and there's those double knees to the back again. Dakota Kai covers and hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. Well, shut up. Dakota Kai wins her first RWL match over Patty Powers by pinfall.
The time, 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Dakota Kai.
Well, Dakota Kai picks up a rather impressive win in her second matchup against a big-time star in Patty Powers. And guys, the first one of you that says the word slump is going to get wrapped in the mouth, and I mean it.
I would never text. This has happened before after all. Remember Jet Williams picking up a win in her first RWL match over then Ladies Legends champion. And Casey, it's not a slump for AP. A minor setback is perfectly natural after a title loss. Still, seeing Powerhouse Patty drop this one suggests Dakota Kai was probably a wise investment for our WL's ladies division. I mean, you can't not be impressed by that.
No, I don't suppose you can't not. All right, well, tag team action when we come back from the break. Stick around. Well, guys, here's one I've been waiting for a while. Interesting mix by our boy Myron Schimmelman. The Koloffs, Ivan and Nikita, with Nikolai Volkov at ringside, set to go up against Mr. Ringside Eddie Guns and El Jefe Ray Guns, the Guns Brothers.
You can say what you want about the Red Star Confederation, but they have proven themselves to be serious spoilers to their opponents.
The following tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Nikolai Volkov at a combined weight of 576 pounds from the former Soviet Union, Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff, the Red Star Confederation. Boy, I'll tell you, the Guns brothers rarely have it easy. But tonight will be one of those rare occasions where the fans will be squarely behind them against our recalcitrant retro Russians. Yes, I've heard Myron explain why they cling to the old Soviet symbolism. But guys, honestly, communism fell like 40 years ago now. Why the hell not just embrace the present day?
I'm gonna be sure and tell Ivan and Nikita you said that.
You are. Just kidding. Their opponents accompanied by JoJo Guns from the Bronx, New York, at a combined weight of 477 pounds, Eddie and Ray Guns, the Guns brothers.
And here's just 3 members of the vast Guns family dynasty. King-size JoJo Guns, flanked by Mr. Ringside Edit and El Jefe Ray Guns. The 3 bruising Bronx brothers are the cornerstone of a family that includes Angie Angel Guns, their nephew, Hall of Famer Troy Barton. I mean, the Guns family dynasty is big, along with the Hart family, the Von Erichs, or the Guerreros, all of them, demonstrating that you don't have to be Samoan to be part of a vast wrestling family.
Hell yeah, they're so big they've had family here before. Hey Wally, remember the 3 Latina queens, the ladies tag team? Those are his nieces.
Really? Well, I just learned something new. Was totally unaware that the Latina queens, Josie, Lisa, and Lucy, were part of the Guns family. They really have got cousins by the dozens.
Must feel a bit strange for Eddie and Ray to have the fans behind them, which usually isn't the way it works. But the Red Star Confederation aren't exactly popular around here. Guess they'd better enjoy it while it's here.
Oh yeah, get the rosebuds while ye may, yeah. Alright, here we go. The referee rings the bell, they come center ring. Ivan Koloff opens up with a series of shots and a standing drop kick that takes Mr. Ringside down to the canvas, followed up with a stomp that misses. A kick to the midsection from Ivan Koloff. Locks up Mr. Ringside, got him up over the shoulders. Mr. Ringside, Eddie Guns, with some elbows to the side of the head, separates himself. Another counter from the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff really teeing off over here. Belly-to-belly suplex to Mr. Ringside. Wow. The Russian Bear. All power, all bad news. Falling fist drop right to the skull of Eddie Guns. Man, Nikolai Volkov on the outside, cheering these guys on. Mr. Ringside with elbows to the midsection separates himself from Ivan again. Whoa! Looped as prison. A series of hard shots right to the side of the head of Ivan Koloff. Wow. All right. Here we go. A stomp to the midsection from Mr. Ringside. Eddie Guns snaps the arm. Follows it up with a stomp. Ivan Koloff with a hard right. Locks up Mr. Ringside. Oh, here we go. Pure power military press, but Mr. Ringside says, no, you don't. Hard shot to the back. Rear waist lock. Hard shot to the back again. Whip to the whoa, man, he just rocketed out of there. El Jefe Ray Guns comes in on the tag. Mr. King Size JoJo Guns cheering on his brothers over here. Look at this. El Jefe going for a pin. 1. Well, not good enough. Eddie did not do that well. All right, here we go. The Russian Nightmare. Nikita Koloff comes in. El Jefe whips him over the top rope, and out he goes. Both Russians laid out on the outside. El Jefe rolled back inside the ring behind Nikita Koloff, the Russian Nightmare, trying to rally the fans here. El Jefe waits for him to get back inside. They lock it up. Nikita Koloff whips Ray Guns to the far corner. Oh, man. Shoulder right to the gut. Now boots to the face from the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff. El Jefe rolls out of the corner. Nikita Koloff makes his way to the top turnbuckle, but here comes Mr. Ringside Eddie Guns. Head-on collision with no result. Standing dropkick from Nikita Koloff takes Mr. Ringside down. Nikita Koloff with a clubbing right across the chest. Oh, man. Wicked knee to the skull. Eddie Guns counters with a kick, gets back up on his feet, swings and misses. Nikita Koloff tees off with a couple of shots and a military press drop. Oh, man. Wow. Well, this one's been intense from the word go. Didn't have to wait for it to build up or anything. Oh, man. Crossbody splash from Nikita Koloff. Eddie Guns certainly feeling the impact of that as the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff is tagged back in. Eddie Guns stands himself back up, gets locked up by Ivan Koloff, whipped to the ropes. Koloff misses the grapple. Rounds him up the next time, going for the bear hug center ring. Referee checking it out, but Mr. Ringside, I don't think he's going to tap out. No, there it is. He's going to try and fight his way out. Elbows and a double ear clap. Backs off Ivan Koloff. Eddie Guns misses with the knee, catches a shot from Ivan Koloff right back into the bear hug again. He's persistent, if anything else. Wow. El Jefe to the rescue here. Ivan Koloff don't know where to go. Eddie Guns on the outside. El Jefe basically laughing at Ivan Koloff. All right, here we go. A charge and a swing and a miss with a clothesline. Eddie Guns locks up. Boom! Gravity does the job. Just lets him slam face first into the canvas. El Jefe Ray Guns comes in on the tag. Ivan Koloff back up on his feet just about center ring. A series of shots from El Jefe winds him up. Russian leg sweep. Ironic. Ha! El Jefe flips him over. Drives the knee into the canvas. The Russian Bear finally on the receiving end of some punishment here. El Jefe drives the knee into the arm. He's just taking the limbs apart one by one. All right. El Jefe rounds up the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff taken down to the canvas. A leg snap. Yep, every single limb. He's just not going to leave one of them alone. Drives the knee into the canvas again. And the Russian Bear is in all kinds of pain, I guarantee you. Here we go. Ray Guns escorts Ivan Koloff to the corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Ivan counters, catches a cheap shot from Mr. Ringside. El Jefe goes behind. Ivan Koloff really does not want to be invited to the corner of the Guns brothers. A hard right locks up El Jefe, escorts him to his team's corner. Instead, head first into the turnbuckle. And here's the call. Here you go. Nikita Koloff comes in, and here comes the double team. Double X handle right across the arm of El Jefe. Nikita rocks up Ray, has him up in the front cradle, slams him down with one arm. Man, that's power. Here's a cover. Referee gets down there, one, just a one. A little bit slow getting there, Walt. Oh, Nikita Koloff catching shots to the midsection from El Jefe. Knee to the midsection from Nikita. Nikita whips El Jefe to the ropes. Sets him up for the scoop slam, but El Jefe says, no, no, no. Oh, man, that was cool. Gouge of the eyes. El Jefe countered by Nikita Koloff. Kick to the midsection from El Jefe Ray Guns. Ray Guns whips Nikita to the ropes. Hard knee to the midsection. Ray steps out. Mr. Ringside Eddie Guns steps in. It's looking good for the Guns brothers at the present. Stomp on the shoulder. Eddie Guns rounds up. Nikita Koloff wraps him a good one. A rake across the back. Well, they're not angels. DDT. And here goes a cover from Mr. Ringside. One. But just a one. I have to work a little bit harder. Mr. Ringside wrapping knuckles on the side of the head of the Russian Nightmare, and down he goes. Eddie Guns takes himself all the way up to the high rent district, and here we go. Oh, man! Driving knee right into the head from great heights. Here's a cover one, but the Russian Bear breaks it up. El Jefe goes after Ivan Koloff, pitches him to the outside. Eddie Guns beating Nikita Koloff's head into the canvas. And we got a battle on the outside, too. Meanwhile, Eddie Guns on the inside takes down Nikita Koloff. El Jefe with a vertical suplex on Ivan Koloff on the outside. Here we go. Nikita Koloff with Mr. Ringside against the ropes. Hard whip to the ropes. Swing and a miss from Eddie. Here comes a rebound from Nikita. Clothesline. Takes down Mr. Ringside. Nikita Koloff rounds him up again. Ivan Koloff with a backbreaker on Ray Guns. Here's a clothesline from Nikita Koloff on the inside. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man. Well, that one was a wild ride. The Red Star Confederation wins by pinfall.
The time, 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, the Red Star Confederation.
Well, that's got to be a bummer for the Guns brothers. That one rare night you got the fans on your side, and what do? You drop the match to the Red Star Confederation. Wow, man, that is a bummer and a half.
The Russians played it dirty, like usual, using Eddie's concern for his brother as a distraction on the outside. And once that fix was in, all Nikita Koloff had to do was wrap it up quick, while Ivan whipped on Ray on the outside. This match and this outcome are at the end of this story, I'm sure.
The Guns brothers get mad, and then they get even. You bet your ass this isn't done with the Ruskies.
The Ruskies? Wow, I haven't heard that in years. Guys, we'll be back with more stuff right after this.
Up next, a grudge match of sorts, with Liberty Bell Danielle looking for a little bit of payback from Angels of Anarchy's Heather Hardcore in a submission match, which is right in Danielle's wheelhouse.
Which is exactly why she asked for that.
This one comes about as a direct result of Heather Hardcore at ringside during last week's title match. She kept becoming directly involved, to the point of the whole thing almost becoming a handicap match for American powers.
Which is why Danielle came to me beating the drum, talked to me about talking to Myron about getting this submission match set up, and well, here we are, so obviously it worked out.
This next contest is a submission match, which can only be won by way of a tap-out, with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, she's NRWO Dual Champion and the reigning Joyce Grable Memorial Champion, All-American Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote. While she's been trying to stay low-key, Danielle couldn't help but point out everything wrong with the Women's World Tag Titles match, and it's not making excuses. If you're pointing out legitimate discrepancies, but the rules are the rules, and while she has to roll with it, I hear she wouldn't stop beating the drum for this submission match with Heather for all the reasons we've already gone through.
Because she knows it's a sure thing. She knows that she's gonna beat Heather Hardcore with a tap out, because that's what she does. Oh, man.
Her opponent from Seattle, Washington, representing the Angels of Anarchy, here is Heather Hardcore.
Not sure if she's a troublemaker by choice or a jerk magnet by fate, but Heather Hardcore sure seems to get involved in a whole lot of stuff on the outside of the ring in matches that she ain't even a part of. The number 2 lady in the Angels of Anarchy, along with Wendy O. Hardcore and Nikki Judas Hardcore, the current Women's World Tag Team Champions, and you know how much it hurts me to say that, but it is what it is. Heather Hardcore. Well, let's find out how many ways Heather Hardcore might know to make someone tap out, because that is the whole name of the game, and she must know something because she signed on for the match, right? Well, let's find out. Yeah, she's been terribly moody, and I've had to help her relax. Well, this should be interesting. Willie Johnson rings the bell. Here we go. They lock up center ring. Danielle countered. Heather Hardcore takes her down on the mat. Heather rounds up Danielle. Hip toss takes her down, followed up with an elbow smash. Heather Hardcore now stretching Danielle, but it ain't a submission. Just softening her up for later, I guess. Heather Hardcore rounds her up. Fisherman Buster. Oh, man. Again, stretching the arm. Danielle offering a whole lot of offense in the first 30 seconds here. Heather Hardcore nails her with a second Fisherman Buster. Sadistic. Like Grace Fenwick. Just doing it to hurt her. Oh, man, are you kidding me? A third time around for the Fisherman Buster from Heather Hardcore. Slams Danielle's head down to the canvas. She sure seems to have one-dimensional thinking. A rebound off the ropes. Misses with the drop kick. Danielle taking advantage of the mistake. Goes right into an armbar. And that's a possible submission. Heather Hardcore turns it around, drives a knee into the head of Danielle Heathcote. Danielle counters with a shot to the midsection. They lock up again. Heather Hardcore escorts Danielle to the corner, slams her head into the turnbuckle. Pitches her to the outside. She's hanging on from the middle rope. Rebound off the rope. Oh, man, on a drop kick takes Danielle to the outside. Heather Hardcore gonna take it outside, and you're not gonna get a submission out there. She's just gonna be out there doing damage. Oh, man, what an arm drag from Heather Hardcore. Going right back to stretching the arms of Liberty Bell Danielle. Followed up with a stomp to the head. Danielle counters with a dragon screw. Rounds up Heather Hardcore. Pitches her right into the ring steps, and she caught all the corners. Oh, man. Danielle winds up the arm and snaps it. Oh, man. Heather Hardcore rounded up to her feet. Danielle figuring out what to do. A hard slap, a chop, a second chop, a third chop. Again into the barricade goes Heather Hardcore. Danielle with an uppercut. Takes her down, follows it up with a couple of stomps. Danielle Lines up the arm, throws the switch on both of them, snaps both arms. Liberty Bell Danielle rounds up Heather Hardcore again. The referees count at 9. Heather Hardcore locks up Danielle, hurls her towards the other side. Heather Hardcore rounds up Danielle, a hip toss, takes her down, followed up with an arm breaker. Heather Hardcore still hasn't even tried to get a tap out. Kick to the midsection. A kick, another kick. And Heather Hardcore sets it up, a chicken wing suplex. Danielle Heathcote on the outside. And the referee's count's getting awful tight. Heather Hardcore figuring out where to go next. And time's wasting. A kick to the midsection, a chop. And a Hurricane Rana to Danielle. And a wicked elbow to the back of the head. Heather Hardcore, real aggressive. But so far, oh man, just gouged in the face. Oh man. Isn't about trying to get a submission. He's just trying to hurt Danielle, man. Danielle makes her way back inside the ring. Heather Hardcore follows her on in. Danielle to the right. Fails to connect with the double shot. Heather Hardcore with another hip toss. Danielle with the dragon screw. And now stretching the arm of Heather Hardcore. Now Danielle Heathcote starting to rebound here a little bit. Look at this. Well, Fisherman Buster. Payback to Heather Hardcore for earlier. Danielle with a hard slap. A second. A chop. Another chop. And a spinning punch that takes Heather Hardcore down the canvas. Danielle all the way up on the top turnbuckle, stands and all the way up here. Heather Hardcore to her feet, and whoa! A chop right across the top of the head. Heather Hardcore, her leg just fell off the bottom rope, man, wow. Danielle goes right back to stretching the arm of Heather Hardcore. And she is definitely softening her up for a submission down the road. And so far, we've yet to see any real submissions. Heather Hardcore, with a couple of hard rights, separates herself from Danielle, locks her up. Has her up over the shoulder, Danielle slips out the back door, delivers a chop block behind the knee. Down goes Heather. Danielle flips her around, drags her just about center ring. Rolling elbow across the back of Heather Hardcore. Liberty Bell Danielle winds it up. Oh, here we go. Here's the first submission of the match. She is stretching the knees. Lee Johnson watching it, but Danielle releases the hold. And she sets up possibly for the next one. And there it is. Oh, man. A nasty armbar. Referee Willie Johnson checking Heather Hardcore. Danielle really stretching that arm. Oh, that is a painful move. Danielle again releasing the hold. Heather Hardcore counters with a kick to the head. Standing drop kick takes Danielle down to the canvas. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Heather Hardcore setting it up. Hey, look, we finally got a submission, and now we can't see it because the camera is not in the right position. And it's a submission, but so far, from what I can see, she doesn't look like she's going to tap out. Danielle responds with a couple of elbows, gets herself out of that hold, and the cameraman's fired. Heather Hardcore has Danielle up over the shoulders. Look at this. An airplane spin into a neckbreaker. Oh, that is unique. Heather Hardcore stalking Danielle Heathcote. Kick to the midsection. Has her up. Whoa! Nasty slam. Followed up with another stomp. Danielle slips out the back door, delivers a kick behind the knee. Rounds up Heather Hardcore. Inverted suplex. Nicely done by Liberty Bell Danielle. Danielle rounds up Heather again. And whips her out onto the apron. A hard right hand. Danielle joins her out on the apron. Has her all the way up, drops her all the way down on the lip of the apron. And now we're on the outside again with the ref starting to count all over again. An arm snap from Liberty Bell Danielle. Danielle sets it up. Oh, nasty. Oh, what a backbreaker from Liberty Bell Danielle. Heather Hardcore on the receiving end of the business here. Danielle makes her way back inside the ring. Takes herself back outside the ring again. Double shot to the midsection to Heather Hardcore. With this cravat suplex from Liberty Bell Danielle to Heather Hardcore on the outside of the ring. Again, this is a submission match. Snap suplex from Heather Hardcore. Danielle rounded up again. Look at this. Heather Hardcore driving the knee into the arm of Liberty Bell Danielle. Heather makes her way back inside the ring. This match has gone on for a while, not long. Look at this. Heather Hardcore still so far hasn't really tried to get a tap out. We got one that we didn't even see. Danielle on the outside, still reeling from the beating she just caught on the outside. Uh-oh, she's going in there angry. That ain't good. Danielle with a couple of shots, swings and misses. Pitched into the far corner. Heather Hardcore countered by Danielle. Danielle locks up. Whips Heather to the ropes. Out and over onto the floor. Well, that was an Irish whip that had some whip on it. Danielle Heathcote standing center ring as Heather Hardcore makes her way back inside. A hard right from Danielle. Walks up Heather, sets her up against the ropes, and bounces her off the ropes with hard forearms. Down goes Heather Hardcore. A stomp to the midsection that misses. Whoa! Whoa, that was pretty cool. Heather Hardcore with a pretty impressive move there, slams Danielle's head down to the canvas. Makes her way up to the top turnbuckle. Danielle on one knee, just about to stand herself up. Here goes Heather. Double axe handle. Heather Hardcore rounds Danielle up again. And another fisherman buster. Man, that is a vicious move right there. Heather with a slap, a right, another right, a kick to the midsection, and an axe kick. Oh man, well that was just wicked. But you're not going to get a submission that way. Out there just trying to be sadistic like Grace Fenwick, I'm telling you. Danielle catching all kinds of hell here. Another face gouge from Heather Hardcore. I doubt you're going to get a tap out that way, young lady. Oh, she's just really laying it in. Danielle slips out, delivers another kick behind the knee. Rounds up Heather Hardcore. And another inverted suplex from Liberty Bell Danielle. Kick to the head from Heather Hardcore. Danielle walks her up. Has her up. And whoa! Quick counter from Heather Hardcore. She charges. Whoa! That was beautiful. Heather Hardcore with some fancy moves here. There's a hip toss. There's a stomp. Heather rounds up. Danielle slant. Oh, wow. Another knee into the arm of Liberty Bell Danielle. Heather Hardcore stalking Danielle. Kick to the midsection. Sets it up. Oh, another slam. But so far, no submissions. There we go. Another standing drop kick. Heather Hardcore with a kick to the midsection. And still another fisherman buster. Followed up with another stomp. Danielle slips out again, delivers another kick to the knee of Heather Hardcore, locks her up. Heather being escorted to the far corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Danielle lines it up, gets counter whipped, leaps over it. Wow, that was beautiful. Rebound off the rope, swing and a miss from Heather Hardcore, and a clothesline from Danielle Heathcote that takes down Heather Hardcore. Liberty Bell Danielle with a stomp to the head. Danielle, right center ring, lines it up. There's the crossface. Heather Hardcore with no place to go. She is tapping out. That is it. Liberty Bell Danielle defeating Heather Hardcore of the Angels of Anarchy by submission in this tap-out match. Wow, man.
The time, 12 minutes and 58 seconds. And your winner, Liberty Bell Danielle Heathcote.
Talk about winning on a safe bet. Danielle Heathcote knew all along that where Heather Hardcore might know a few submission moves, the Liberty Bell knows 3 times as many, and it really showed. Heather's attempts were few and far between. Heather, like everyone else it seems, was just looking to hurt and maybe injure Danielle all over again, but Heather sure had to tap out at the end.
Well, and that's a load off my mind. All right, we got a whole lot more still coming up, so stick around.
Up next, a Legends Division match that's definitely gonna get some attention. The modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, back with us again this week, facing off in a non-title match with Legends double champion, Rowdy Roddy Piper. This next Legends Division match set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from the Punjab in India, weighing 234 pounds, the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal.
I admit to admiring Jinder Mahal's stick-to-itivity. He is definitely one tough customer, and he keeps coming back for more. But I gotta admit, his last couple of matches ain't been too hot. He dropped his last 2 matches to Kane and Booker T. Now he's coming back after 2 weeks to face Rowdy Roddy Piper again.
This match, for you superstitious folk out there, will mark Jinder's 13th appearance in RWL. So, will bad luck rain down on the modern-day Maharaja, bringing with it a 3rd consecutive loss? Or will Jinder Mahal shock everybody with a win over the Legends double champion, Roddy Piper?
To hear Piper tell it, Jinder Mahal is playing Russian roulette with a fully loaded revolver. And with the streak of good fortune Piper's been on, I can kind of believe him.
Oh, damn, that sounds just like Roddy Piper, too.
Listen, fella, you're playing Russian roulette with a fully loaded revolver, buddy.
His opponent from Glasgow, Scotland, weighing 228 pounds, he's an RW champion and the reigning Legends World Champion, the hot Scot Rowdy Roddy Piper.
It's true, Roddy Piper has never been this hot, never had it so good in our WL's Legends division, now a double champion, with claim to both the Legends US title and the Legends World Championship itself, which Piper took from the Ultimate Warrior, and that's been the last time the titles changed hands. Now, he's got Jinder making inquiries regarding a shot at the Legends US belt, but Piper won't sign a contract unless Jinder can prove he can beat Piper in more than just theory. And so, here we go round again for the 2nd time between these two.
Well, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I'm beginning to suspect Jinder Mahal might be a little bit crazy. He hasn't been able to beat Roddy Piper yet, and I don't think he's going to do it tonight either.
Still, let's not rule out a very possible upset from Jinder. And hey, wouldn't that be a surprise and a half?
Well, all right, guys, when it comes to Legends Division matches, well, it don't come any bigger than this. This is going to be a hot one. Walt Roughburn rings the bell. Here we go. Jinder Mahal charges, swings and misses with a clothesline, locks up Roddy Piper, whips Piper to the far corner, right into the referee. Lucky we didn't lose him. All right, Jinder Mahal with Piper up against the ropes. Piper counters with an elbow, locks up Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal counters with a kick to the midsection, locks up Roddy Piper. Piper, with a couple of hard shots to the gut again, backs off Jinder Mahal. Fails to connect with the throat chop, goes for a series of shots instead, and a neck breaker to Jinder Mahal. Roddy Piper makes his way all the way up to the top turnbuckle here. Here we go. Drives a knee right into the head of Jinder Mahal, quickly going for a cover. 1, 2, oh, well, it's a pretty good near fall. Roddy Piper goes right back to work on Jinder Mahal. Oh, man. Just a schoolyard bully beatdown, hard right hands to the head, and a disrespectful slap to the face of Jinder Mahal. Piper rounds him up, double throat chop, a kick. Oh, man, and a clothesline takes down Jinder Mahal. Mahal counters with a leg sweep. Gets back up on his feet, locks up Roddy Piper. Piper whipped to the ropes. Jinder Mahal with an elbow takes Piper down to the canvas, misses with the stomp. Piper right back up again. A jumping neckbreaker from Jinder Mahal. And Piper finds himself in trouble at this point. A chop, another, a third that swings and misses. Jinder Mahal locks up. Starts driving knees into Piper's midsection, takes him down to the canvas middle of the ring. Jinder Mahal locks Piper up again, another kick. Sets him up, has it. Oh, man, what a nasty slam right there. There's a cover. One. But just a one. Piper getting the shoulder up pretty quick. Jinder Mahal moves right in. Piper locks him up. Whips him to the ropes. Fails to connect with the rising knee. Delivers a kick instead. Misses with the clothesline. Jinder Mahal goes behind. Hard forearm to the back. Piper whipped to the ropes and an elbow takes him down. Don't hinder Jinder. We got some fans in the stands for sure. The modern day Maharaja slams Piper down with one arm. An inverse Russian leg sweep of sorts. Piper slams him down by his arm. Face first into the canvas. And right back into the schoolyard bully routine with hard lefts to the head and a disrespectful slap to Jinder Mahal. Mahal steps up for a reset. Piper joins him. Now it's going to get nasty now. They lock up. Piper rolled back into the ring by Jinder Mahal. Piper back up on his feet and back on the outside. Jinder Mahal grandstand into the fans. Jinder Mahal opens up with a series of shots, winds Piper up, goes behind. Look at this straight jacket neckbreaker to Roddy Piper. Hot Rod rounded up. Jinder Mahal catches a kick to the midsection. Piper countered by Jinder Mahal. Piper rounds up Jinder in the front cradle, slams him into the lip of the apron, and he just collapses. Hot Rod rounds up Jinder Mahal. The referee trying to get him back inside. Piper finally willing to comply and gets Jinder Mahal into the ring. Jinder Mahal swings and misses Piper with a double throat chop, a right, a slap. Jinder Mahal with a hip toss. Piper counters with a kick, gets back up on his feet right away, follows up with a stomp. Roddy Piper warming an elbow. There's a right hand right to the side of the head of Jinder Mahal. Hot Rod with a kick to the leg. And now Hot Rod locks in a heel hook stretch on Jinder Mahal. Well, Piper firmly in control at this point. Jinder Mahal's had some moments, but not enough of them. Piper rounds up Jinder Mahal, locks him up. Hard whip to the ropes, here we go. Jinder Mahal puts on the brakes. Piper grabs a hold of him. Back suplex from the Hot Scot. Jinder Mahal counters with a kick to the head. Now Jinder Mahal delivering a little bit of a throat massage here to Hot Rod. Oh man, that ain't good. Piper back up on his feet. Catches another couple of chops from Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal beating Piper into the far corner here. Kick to the ribs. Oh man, grinding the face of Roddy Piper against the top rope. Right in the eyes. Oh man. Slams his head down to the canvas. Jinder Mahal coming up real aggressive all of a sudden. Oh man. Putting all his weight into that crunch to the back. Jinder Mahal takes himself all the way to the top turnbuckle. Here we go. Elbow drop right across the back of Hot Rod. Jinder Mahal talking a little trash to Roddy Piper. Piper slams him down, face first into the canvas again, just about center ring. Roddy Piper looks like he's stalking Jinder Mahal. Yep, that's it. That's exactly what he's doing. There's a sleeper hold. Jinder Mahal center ring, no ropes to get to. Roddy Piper has it locked in pretty good. Jinder Mahal struggling. He's still, oh no, he's starting to fade. He is starting to go. Roddy Piper will not release that hold. Jinder Mahal out of nowhere surprises Piper with a jawjacker, breaking the hold. They lock up again. Kick to the midsection from Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal fails to connect with the jumping neckbreaker. Piper delivers a kick. Hot Rod rounds him up again. Kick to the midsection from Jinder. Jinder takes him down with a drop toe hold. And here we go. A submission. The camel clutch. Firmly locked in by Jinder Mahal. Roddy Piper struggling to get himself out, and he sure as hell does. Takes down Jinder Mahal at the same time. Hot Rod catches another kick from Jinder. Piper counters with a kick of his own. They lock up. Jinder whipped to the far corner. Hot Rod countered. Jinder Mahal escapes the corner, locks up Piper, winds up the arm. Piper counters with a kick and an overhand right, a double throat chop, and a series of shots. Hot Rod setting it up here. There's a double ear clap. Goes behind on Jinder Mahal, a hard shot to the back. Jinder whipped to the ropes. Piper fails to connect with the grapple. A slap, a chop, another chop, and a hard right hand takes Jinder Mahal down to the mat again. The double champion Hot Rod up on the middle rope. Here we go. Fails to connect with the knee. Jinder Mahal gets out of the way. Hard right spins Piper around. Jinder Mahal trying to set up for the submission again. Piper says, no, you don't. Misses with the drop kick. A series of shots, but a hip toss from Roddy Piper. Piper rolls on out with Jinder Mahal. Jinder in big trouble again, slams his head down to the floor. Roddy Piper now piston in right hands against the head of Jinder Mahal. There's another slap to the face of the modern day Maharaja. Roddy Piper has him up, lets him fall. And gravity falls. Well, just let gravity do the work for him. Hot Rod. Rain and knuckles into the temple of Jinder Mahal. The referee's counting. There's a knee to the head. Jinder starting to look like he's going to be on the defensive for a little bit here. Piper again with the hard right hands and another slap to the head of Jinder Mahal. Now just beating his head against the floor. Roddy Piper looks like he's all out of patience. Piper catches the shot from Jinder. Jinder with a one-arm slam, inverted Russian leg sweep on Roddy Piper. As the referee's count continues, Jinder Mahal finally takes himself back inside. And here comes Roddy Piper. Jinder Mahal talking trash. Roddy Piper decks him one. Jinder Mahal counters with an elbow, misses with the clothesline. Piper wraps those arms around the head again. Here we go, another sleeper hold, and that is it. Jinder Mahal has gone nine-eyes. Roddy Piper defeats the modern-day Maharaja by submission. Let's get the official time from Buck Morton.
The time, 7 minutes and 57 seconds. Your winner by tap-out, Roddy Piper. The Hot Scot succeeds in putting Jinder Mahal to sleep to get this particular win over the modern-day Maharaja. So, what do you guys think? Has Jinder Mahal hit the wall?
I think that's kind of uncharitable, GB. He's just having a setback. That was his third loss in a row, but he's still got a bunch more that he's already won. And I'm sure he's going to come back and win some more. I just don't think it's going to be against Roddy Piper. Folks, the Women's International Championship on the line in our main event when we come back. Hope to see you there.
Okay, the RWL Women's International Championship on the line in tonight's main event as Memphis Millionairess Jody Boric defends the title against former Women's International Champion, the Fairfield Fox, Faye Crawford.
And she'll be doing it without the $1 Million Man at ringside.
Tonight's Snarl main event is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit, and it is for the RWL Women's International Championship.
Faye Crawford's been to the top before. Women's World Tag Champs with Crystal Gabor, and the Fairfield Fox is a former Women's International Champion. Who's got to get back to the view from up there? And boy howdy, it would be double sweet if she could beat Jody Boric, who was responsible for Faye getting her head shaved several years ago, and Faye damn sure hasn't forgotten it.
Now, Tommy Wilcox isn't slacking off here. Tommy wanted very much to be at ringside for this very important match. But it's a testimony to Faye Crawford's courage that she insisted on doing this by herself. I'm sure she's got her reasons.
She wouldn't want Tommy's handsome face to distract her in any way from the task at hand, which would be disassemble Jody Boric piece by piece, section by section, and get herself the Women's International title back.
And the Fairfield Fox is more than capable in that ring. She's a hit hard, hit fast kind of girl. And keep in mind, this is Jody Boric's first title defense since the Hell in a Cell last March. She's still sore from the match with Dakota Kai, so I really don't know if she'd be up to a fully charged Faye Crawford. Add to the mix, no Ted DiBiase to pull her out of a jam. The odds are kinda stacked against Jody on this one.
That classic tune is Ode to a Stone by Reg Tilsley, and that means that Jody Boric, the Memphis Millionairess, the Women's International Champion, is in town. Conspicuous by his absence is $1 Million Man, who's probably sore in the wallet and staying home tonight because he interfered in the Dakota Kai match last time around. We're not having that sort of thing. We did this to Lou Albano, too, when he interfered in the match with Joel Simone.
It's not like he'll ever learn anything, but if it's a deterrent to other managers who might want to try being slick, then it's still worth something. As for Jody, she really is going into this one without the upper hand, and we could very well see another title change hands this week.
I know a whole bunch of people who would love to see that. Now, you gotta admit, Jody Boric has come a mighty long way from her days with the Bell Council.
She's struggled through the breakup of the Bell Council last September, won the Ladies Memphis Million in December, cashed in her briefcase a month later on Angie Angel Guns, and became Women's International Champion. And outside of that cell match with Danielle Heathcote, it's been fairly smooth sailing for the Memphis Million heiress Jody Boric.
And remember, friends, she doesn't care if you hate her because she's a champ and she's loaded.
Introducing first the challenger from Fairfield, Connecticut. She's the Fairfield Fox, Faye Crawford. And her opponent from Fontana, California. She's the reigning RWL Women's International Champion, the Memphis Million heiress, Whip Kitten, Jody Boric.
Man, get the look on the face of Jody Boric. Trying to stare holes in her old rival Faye Crawford, knowing that the Women's International title could go away right tonight if Jody makes the wrong moves. All this, and no $1 million man offering reassurance at ringside. I bet Jody's in a way bad mood.
Neither of these two ladies is going to play nice. If you came here looking for a catfight, you've come to the right place. What a main event's going to be. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. Faye Crawford charges, catches a right from Jody. Jody Boric whips Faye Crawford to the ropes, ducks under, grabs a hold of her for the belly-to-belly, but Faye Crawford decks her with a series of right hands, backs her off, a kick to the midsection. Faye Crawford sets her up, pulling pile driver, dropping Jody right on her head. Faye Crawford rounds her up, series of knuckles to the temple for the Whip Kitten, Jody Boric. The Fairfield Fox firmly in control in this Women's International Championship, and Faye Crawford would love to be Women's International Champion again, especially at the expense of Jody Boric, who once cut off her hair. Jody catches a couple of knees to the back from the Fairfield Fox. Jody Boric being set up here for a modified surfboard stretch as only Faye Crawford can deliver it. Oh, that is sadistic right there. And then rolls her up for a pin. Beautiful. 1, 2. Oh, would have been really cool if she had pulled it off, man. Huh. Faye Crawford rounds up Jody Boric. Jody catches a shot, stops the kick, takes Faye Crawford down, rebounds off the ropes, flying punch, takes down Faye Crawford. The Fairfield Fox quickly back up on her feet, delivers a kick to Jody. Jody delivers a kick of her own. They lock up. Faye Crawford escorted to the ropes. Jody with a high kick right to the face of Faye Crawford. Jody piles on, starts raining left hands on the head of Faye Crawford, follows it up with a slap into the bargain. The Fairfield Fox rounded up to her feet. Jody with a kick, a right, a chop, a kick that takes Faye Crawford down on one knee. Jody drives a hard knee into the midsection of the Fairfield Fox. Faye Crawford counters, gets right back up on her feet, a chop. Oh, counter hip toss from Jody Boric. Again, Jody raining the left hands on the head of Faye Crawford, a hard slap across the face too. Faye Crawford rolls out. Jody Boric over the top rope. Boom! Oh, man! Ass over tea kettle, human missile, taking down Faye Crawford. Jody Boric with a hard forearm takes Faye Crawford down to the floor on the outside. Referee's already counting. Women's International Championship on the line. You can't win it on the outside. Jody Boric locks up. Faye Crawford with a couple of good counters right there. Locks up Jody Boric right in front of the Spanish announce table. Another pulling pile driver on the outside. Jody Boric definitely felt that one. There's a stomp to the head. Faye Crawford definitely not fooling around. Keenly wants to get back the Women's International title, and she'd love to do it at the expense of Jody. Jody rolled back inside the ring. Faye Crawford brings herself back inside. Oh man, Jody stops it. Puts on the brakes. Faye Crawford against the ropes. Whips Faye Crawford to the ropes. Jody, oh man, look at this. Faye Crawford puts on the brakes. Jody didn't know what to do. Rounds her up over the shoulder. Hit first into the turnbuckle in the far corner. Down goes Faye Crawford. Jody Boric raining left hands again on the head of Faye Crawford. A counter from Faye Crawford. Faye Crawford locks up Jody. The Fairfield Fox taking the Memphis Millionaires to the ropes. Hard whip. Whoa, there goes Walt Rothburn, clothesline. Jody Vorek puts on the brakes, drives a knee into the head of Faye Crawford. She is going to take advantage of the referee's siesta for sure. Hard forearm takes Faye Crawford down. Jody slammed face first to the canvas by Faye Crawford. Referee is still out to lunch. Enziguri from Faye Crawford as Walt Rothburn gets back to his feet. What a clothesline to the poor referee, man. Jody Vorek tags Faye Crawford, puts her out on the floor from the apron. The referee counting. Jody Vorek going to take herself to the outside. Faye Crawford in big time trouble here. Now some hard right hands to the head and a slap from Jody Vorek. Faye Crawford struggling to get back to her feet here in front of the Spanish announce table. Jody with a knee, a kick, an elbow, a kick, and another kick to the head, and down goes, man, Faye Crawford's in big time trouble. Faye getting back to her feet, trying to put out the fire here. Here's a kick to the head from Jody. Oh, another counter from Faye Crawford. Faye Crawford charges, hatches a knee to the head, and a kick to the head from Jody Vorek. Faye Crawford. Oh, man. Trying to put out the fire, but the house is burning down and she ain't got but a thimble full of water. Faye Crawford counters with a fist. Jody Vorek counters with an elbow to the side of the head or several. Faye Crawford counters again. Man, neither one of these guys is fooling around. All the way up. Faye Crawford showing some serious power with a long stalling vertical suplex. Finally it came down. Boom! Jody Vorek laid out just about center ring. Faye Crawford off the middle rope. Cross body splash across the chest of the Memphis Millionaires. Jody Vorek catches a leg snap. Now Faye Crawford taking control back from Jody in this women's international title matchup. Faye Crawford delivers another leg snap to Jody. Jody in big trouble, gets back up, running punch, takes down Faye Crawford. Jody quickly goes for the cover. Here it is, 1, 2. Oh man, she put Faye Crawford's lights out and retains the title.
The time, 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, and still Women's International Champion Jody Vorek.
So close for the Fairfield Fox. Faye Crawford had Jody compromised near the end, and Jody knew it. I think that one last leg snap from Faye was the last straw for Jody, who has to have put everything she had behind that flying punch, cause Faye Crawford didn't move an inch after she got tagged for the 3 count.
She sure put some extra Kamehameha behind that punch and retains the Women's International title. Damn.
Well, that's another wild week in the books, and that wraps up this week's Rwl Sn Rl. Fans, thanks as always for your views, shares, and comments, and for following us here at RWL. Coming up first, an hour-long show to be announced, followed by RWL Rage, May 13th, from Raleigh, North Carolina. For Johnny, Tex, and all of us here at RWL, Wally Cardill, saying thanks, good night, and be safe. See you next Saturday night.